Listen here, man. I hate to do it, man. I hate to be the conspiracy theorist, right? As I'm setting myself up. But we gotta talk about it, bro. We gotta talk about it, man. And buckle up right now because it's gonna get wild. Here at the Lucky Murray Podcast, I like to be as blunt as possible. I like to be as vocal as possible. I like to be as direct as possible. Why? Because only people that are supporting this podcast is you guys, man. I don't have a big budget. I don't have a big corporation behind Lucky Murray. Lucky Murray is behind Lucky Murray LLC. But what I've seen this cycle as far as the hype that we got, the transfer that we got coming in, it's safe for me to say I think we'd have had the same record Luke Doty was the quarterback instead of Spencer Rattler. Now, I know some of you Gamecock haters are going to say, duh, we couldn't have seen that a mile away. He was benched for his inconsistent play at Oklahoma. I know some of you Gamecock haters are going to be like, well, that's what you get for going after a washed. And I don't want to call the young man washed. But there's a reason why you're in the transfer portal. How many transfer portal quarterbacks actually work? The quarterback Booker from Tennessee might win a Heisman Trophy. But they're a dime a dozen. I look to Spencer Rattler. I look at a quarterback who's unsure of himself. I look at a quarterback who is not willing to run the ball. I look at a quarterback that plays it safe. And my thought is, yes, he has top tier talent. Arm talent's amazing. Can throw the ball on a dime. The problem with me with Spencer is his confidence. And I think that put Luke Doty in the same situation. Hey, to carry on Jonah. I'm not saying we would win as many games with DK, but I'm saying with DK, when we played Florida, the offense seemed like they was going along. They took DK out, put Spencer Rattler in there. It was a steady trickle. So I present you this argument today. I think that Luke Doty should be the starting quarterback moving forward. I think that you switch it. I don't think that we win either way these last two games with or without Spencer. I don't think Spencer gives us the best opportunity to win. But I want to read this article real quick from the State, man, and why they didn't go to Luke Doty at the game, right? Let's talk about it. Well, that was something. South Carolina was drubbed 38-6. The Gamecocks 64, 3-4 in the SEC. Already bowl eligible. But the loss leaves USC looking for answers with games upcoming against number 5 Tennessee, number 10 Clemson. So it says South Carolina isn't about to make a quarterback change. Spencer Rattler wasn't perfect on Saturday, though that was far from the Gamecocks' only issue at the Swamp. Rattler finished the night with 18 for 26, 184 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions yet. If fans think a quarterback change is coming, or even would change most of what's been wrong with the South Carolina offense of late, that's not likely to happen. Backup quarterback Luke Doty has already played 4 games this year, meaning one more appearance he wouldn't be able to take a red shirt and preserve a year of eligibility. Beamer said as much post-game. Luke is at a point right now where he's played in 4 games, so I wasn't going to put him out there 3 minutes left in the game and burn the 4th game. He said, I'm not saying we're sitting here adamant about playing or redshirting Luke, but with 3 minutes in the game, we weren't going to win. I wasn't going to put him out there. The carry-on Joyner was the only other Gamecock to take snaps at QB against Florida. Freshman Tanner Bailey also made a trip instead of Colton Gathier, who was not on the traveling roster. All right. Rattler hasn't been out of his world this year, but he's been good enough. This should be his show the rest of the year, right? So let's answer the question. And it says the Gamecocks are already a different team without Marshawn Lloyd. South Carolina mustered just 227 yards of offense against a team that had surrendered at least 370 yards in every game but won this year. Why? Take a look at the running game. The Gamecocks were without Marshawn Lloyd for the second consecutive week due to a high thigh contusion he suffered in a loss in Missouri, and his absence showed. Tight end Jaheim Bell did his best to shoulder the load, but he was limited to just 30 yards, 12 attempts, good for 2.5 yards per carry. Headed to the weekend, Lloyd was ninth in rushing touchdowns. He was eighth in rushing yards per game. Right. So we're gonna talk about that, man. So the reason why they're trying to redshirt him. Listen, man. He already had 1 year, the COVID year, that pretty much didn't count, and yet redshirting him. So he's gonna have freaking 6 years to play college football. Because the first year didn't really count, and so he actually played 5 years if he continues to go. But I'm just thinking, like, you could have used Luke for that this year, and I believe would have had a better outcome, right? And by using Jaheim Bell at running back, I don't know, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess, man. But hopefully, man, we can get an upset win against either number 5 team in the nation, Tennessee, which I don't think is going to happen, or we can beat them Tigers, which I doubt is going to happen, which will lead us to win our 7th game in a bowl, which is, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, guys.